So here I'll be covering some statics from Indian polity with the reference from Lakshmikant of chapter 31 and 32, that is Chief Minister and State Council of Ministers. So number one, we'll look into the Chief Minister of the state. So, in a state, chief minister is the real executive authority, and the governor is the nominal executive authority. So, the governor is the head of a state, while the chief minister is the head of the government. So, the position of chief minister at the state level is analogous to the position of the prime minister at the center. And now we will be looking into the appointments, then oath, term, and salary and everything of chief minister. So, Article 164 of the Constitution envisages that the chief minister shall be appointed by the governor. So, the tenure of the chief minister is not fixed, and he holds the office during the pleasure of the governor, but it doesn't mean that the governor can dismiss him at any time. And there are other functions that played by the chief minister, like he is the chairman of the state planning board, and he also acts as a vice chairman of the concerned journal council by rotation, and he is also a member of the interstate council and the governing council of the Niti Aayog, and he is the chief spokesman of the state government, and he is the crisis manager in chief at the political level during emergency. Then he is also the political head of the services. So, a person who is not a member of the state legislature can be appointed as chief minister for 6 months. So, within which time he should be elected to the state legislature, failing which he chooses to be the chief minister. So now we'll look into State Council of Ministers, which comes in chapter 32 of the Lakshmikant. So Article 163 of the Indian Constitution deals with the status of the Council of Ministers, and as you know, Article 164 deals with the appointment, tenure, responsibility, qualification, oath, and salaries and allowances of the ministers. So, State Council of Ministers consists of the Chief Minister and other ministers. So, as we all know that the Chief Minister shall be appointed by the Governor, and the other ministers are also appointed by the Governor, but on the advice of the Chief Minister. And there are some exceptions, like in the states of Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, and Odisha. There shall be a minister in charge of tribal welfare, who may in addition be in charge of the welfare of the scheduled caste and backward classes. Earlier, Bihar was also part of that, but it was excluded from the provisions by the 94th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2006. Now we will see the total number of Council of Ministers. So, total number of ministers, including Chief Minister and other ministers, shall not exceed 15% of the total strength of the Legislative Assembly of the state. But the number of ministers in a state shall not be less than 12. And this provision was added by the 91 Constitutional Amendment Act of 2003. Article 164 clearly states that the Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Legislative Assembly of the state. Another important point is that Council of Ministers can advise the governor to dissolve the Legislative Assembly on the ground that the House does not represent the views of the electorate faithfully and call for fresh elections. And Article 164 also contains the principle of individual responsibility. Article 167 deals with duties of chief ministers as respects the furnishing of information to governor, and 177 deals with rights of ministers as respects the houses. That's all. Thank you.